Hey guys, welcome back. It's Dan Frio, the Mortgage Update. And today we're going to talk about reverse mortgages. Don't turn the dial. There's a lot of misconceptions about reverse mortgages. And what prompted me to do this video was I have several attorneys that call me every time they have a consultation in regards to someone with issues or problems with their mortgage. They're falling behind, or they're trying to see if they can get modified, or if they have to go into foreclosure, sell the house, whatever their options may be. I have several attorneys that call me and go through all the mortgage options for these clients. And so that's what prompted me. Even when these attorneys are incorrect, it's like, okay, if the attorneys don't know, I'm almost certain the consumer's not going to know. So this video is about reverse mortgages. So don't turn the dial. If you're elderly and struggling with some things, you have a parents, aunts, uncles, relatives, anybody that you know that's kind of struggling, this is just take 5 minutes of your time, watch this video. Please send it out, forward it to anybody you think might be able to help. Also at the end, I'll give you all my information. You can reach me, and it's pretty easy to reach me. And the numbers I give you, it'll contact me directly. So again, I hope you like these videos. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It helps me reach more and more people. Subscribe down below, so every time I do a video, you actually get alerted of what's going on. So today we're going to talk about reverse mortgages, and basically I'll go over the facts and fiction part of that. But let's see what it takes to what gets you to qualify for a reverse mortgage. So let me first start out by saying what a reverse mortgage is not. And this is also going to be a part of the fact or fiction section. But what it's not a program where you give your home to the bank. It is. My easiest concept of this is it's an FHA mortgage with a payment option plan. Okay, here's what I mean by that is you do not have to make payments, or you can make a payment of whatever you want. It could be $1. It could be the interest only of that loan. It could be a fully amortized payment. You could pay it off. You hit the lotto, pay it off. Keep it though. Basically, it's a line of credit on your home that you can always tap into. So those are what a reverse mortgage is. It's an FHA loan. You retain ownership of the property. You stay there. Let's say the first example is, how can I not make payments? Well, here's what happens if you don't make a payment. It's the same but different than let's say a credit card. Let's say you have a credit card and you charge on that credit card $1,000. Okay. You don't make a payment. Well, let's assume you don't care about there is no late fees and late ratings on your credit report in that reference. So what would happen if you didn't pay? Basically, the interest keeps accumulating on your balance. That's exactly what happens on a reverse mortgage. So if you don't make any payments, the interest just keeps adding to that balance. So if you want to, let's say you just want to make sure you borrowed $50,000 and you're like, I don't really want to go into any more debt. I don't want that to grow. What do I do? Well, you can make the interest only payment. But let's say, you know what, I just need this to kind of bail me out, but I'd really like to get this paid off in 10 or 15 years. Let me know. I'll even give you an amortization schedule. You can plug in all the data. It'll say if you make X amount of payments for this amount of this term, it'll be paid off. So that's what happens. That's all it is. You retain ownership of the property. So basically, you need to be 62 years or older to qualify for the program. And again, you'll see here it says it's an FHA insured mortgage loan. Okay, you retain the title to the property with no monthly payments required, but you can make monthly payments. Okay, so that's basically a little caption of, you need to be 62 years or older. It is an FHA insured loan. You retain title and you can make payments, or you do not have to. That's the basics of a reverse mortgage. So let's dig a little deeper. Age requirements, 62 years or older. Okay, the spouse can be under 62 if there are two people in the ownership of the property, but let me know and I can factor in and see exactly what amount of loan you can get. Okay, a reverse mortgage is an FHA loan. FHA loans require that they are the primary mortgage on the home. There are no other liens to the property. So if you do have a lien right now, what we can do is we can pay off that lien. I have clients that will call me and say, they owe $15,000 on a home. It's worth $200,000. They're struggling because between the real estate taxes, the insurance, their medication, food, utilities, everything, their Social Security check is getting smaller and smaller. They just can't do it anymore. But they don't qualify for another loan. What do? Sell the house? They don't want to sell the house. This is their options. Okay? Occupancy. It has to be your primary home. It cannot be a rental property, vacation home. It can, in a roundabout way, be a second home sometimes, and we won't delve into that, but if that's your situation, please let me know. Taxes and insurance. So, Dan, you told me I don't have to make payments. You don't. What you do have to do is maintain the taxes and insurance on the property. This is the only area that can get you into trouble. If you do not pay the taxes or the insurance, the lender can come back and basically call that note due because you're not holding up to your end of the bargain. What I always say is in this program, it's a line of credit. So you normally have enough equity in there that you could draw out each year to pay these things. So you have to maintain the taxes and insurance on the property. And you have to, at the time of the closing, the property has to meet FHA requirements. After that, we're hoping that you maintain the property, but we really don't, in this, lenders on this don't, drive past your house every week to make sure you're maintaining it. We hope you maintain the property. And then this conveyance of this will tell you what happens after let's say now, how do you get out of this, or what happens to get out of this loan, I guess is the best way to put this, or when do I have to pay it off? Great question. So at the point where the house is no longer your primary home, so let's say you go into a nursing home, or you decide, I want to downsize. You can't rent this property out. It has to be maintained as your primary home. Okay. So what happens? Let's say you pass. It's just like any other program or any other lien on your home, I'll say. If you were to pass, your heirs have to do something with this loan. They have to pay it off because you're no longer here. So they can refinance the house if they want to keep it and rent it out. They can refinance it and move into it if they want to keep it as their primary home, or you sell it. You sell it, you take the proceeds, you pay off the lien on the property, just like any other mortgage, and your heirs get the rest of the money. So just like any other mortgage. So basically you sell the house, pay off the liens, and whatever's left netted goes back to your heirs. So that's basically the qualifications of a reverse mortgage. So how does this program work? How can you get money? There's many different ways on how to draw out monies on this. It's basically a line of credit. So a lot of times people take an upfront draw, or they'll just get it as a safety net just to have it for medical bills, whatever they want. But it's just a line of credit on the house. You can also take payment plans. Basically what I would say here is pause this video and look through these different options that you have. The most common one is you take a lump sum at the closing. I'm doing a few right now. The people are just paying off their current mortgage. Just the payments getting too steep between that, the taxes, the homeowner's insurance, and they have a secondary loan or other loans that they just want to consolidate everything into. And I have a couple right now. We're doing home improvements on the property. And we can do a home improvements on this even if the house doesn't pass FHA inspection at the time. We can get a contractor bid to cure those. And with the proceeds of the closing, we can pay off the contractor. But in most cases, you're taking a lump sum up front, or you're just getting a line of credit. Or another kind of cool feature of this, it's subsidizing you every month. It's paying you every month. So you might say, Dan, every month I'm $800 short of paying all my bills, or $1,000 short. Well, we'll set it up. Every month you're going to get a check, just like you get Social Security and or your pension. You're going to get a check every month for a long time, or until the depletion of the monies. However, every year your eligible money available increases a little bit. So that might be able to kind of fill in some gaps for you as well. But I would suggest just pausing at this point and looking through these areas to see which one might benefit you the most. Okay? The next thing is, here is the biggest issue that people have. If I take out a reverse mortgage, does the lender own my home? No. This is the number one question or fallacy that I see. The lender doesn't own your home. It is an FHA loan insured by the Department of Housing. That's all I can say. Pause this. You maintain ownership or vesting in the property. So I wanted to find, I actually Googled this, just Google this phrase, and you can come up with, you'll find 100 different things that'll tell you you maintain ownership of the property, vesting in the property. This is just a lien on the home. It is not changing the vesting of the ownership. Okay? So, facts and fiction. Fiction, facts. Pause it. Read through it. It'll help you tremendously. I won't bore you by going through each one of these in detail, but you can go through the facts here. Borrower never gives up the title. Interest rates are compatible. They're very competitive with today's rates. Most borrowers use a loan to pay off an existing lien. They do. I can vouch for that. So go through here and go through the fiction part of it. This is probably, if I asked you these questions, this is most likely the answers that you're going to give me. Here's the facts. And again, you can Google this. Just Google facts versus fiction on reverse mortgages. You'll find out all these details in, just to validate those. So how can you get some help? If you have any additional questions, you want to dig deeper in this, it's not a hard sale. I'll answer any questions that you have. I promise you. If we can move forward with you on this, great. The first thing what we usually do is I take just a brief application from you. But the government requires that you take a reverse mortgage class. You can do it over the phone. It's required by law to make sure a bunch of things. Make sure you're of sound mind. Make sure nobody's talking you into this. And making sure, most of all, that you know the facts behind all of this. The one thing I can caution you on, reverse mortgages can be very expensive. Very expensive. Most of the time I remove or withdraw or delete out probably $5,000 to $6,000 in fees that most lenders charge you, that we can charge you, that I will not charge you. So you'll see when you get the first proposal back, I'm going to cross through a lot of the things that are basically the norms in reverse mortgages on what the costs are, and you'll see me cross through probably 90% of those. So I'd love to be able to help if I could. If you have any questions, please call me. You'll reach me personally. It's 630-338-1160. You can find out more at themortgageupdate.net or 1160mortgage.com. I'm at both places. Or you can email me. It's pretty simple at dan.frio, F-R-I-O, @gmail.com. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Please give me some comments down below. I'd love to answer, and I answer every one of those comments. So thank you so much. God bless. Have a great day.